horrify. Take public dismemberment. In parts of Europe, criminals could have fingers, ears, or even entire limbs hacked off in the middle of the square. Not only was it excruciating, it was immediate proof of guilt. Imagine walking through town for the rest of your life with one hand missing, every glance from strangers reminding you of the day your body became public property. Pain ended after a while, but the stigma never healed. And then there were the punishments so bizarre, they blurred the line between torture and ritual. In some cities, mock executions were staged. Prisoners were led to the scaffold, blindfolded, and made to believe their death was seconds away, only for the sentence to be revoked at the last instant. To modern minds that might sound merciful, but for the condemned, the trauma of believing you were about to die could leave lasting psychological scars. Heart pounding, breath quickening, prayers whispered, and then nothing. Survival didn't erase the memory of almost being erased. Of course, not every grotesque act was aimed at the body. Some went for the soul. Excommunication in the 16th century wasn't just a spiritual punishment, it was social death. You were cut off from the community, shunned by neighbors, denied burial in consecrated ground. In a world where faith was life's anchor, being cast out was like erasing your very identity. Some begged for physical torture instead, because pain was temporary, but losing your place in society was forever. And yet the strangest thing about all of this is how normalized it was. To us, the 16th century reads like a catalogue of horror: spikes, saws, fire, iron, humiliation. But to them it was order, it was stability. Punishments weren't whispered about in fear, they were written down in legal codes, announced by town criers, debated by scholars, and carried out by officials with ceremony. Pain was policy, cruelty was structured, and survival wasn't expected. Now here's the question that lingers: what does all of this say about us? Because the truth is, the instinct to punish through fear hasn't gone away. Our prisons may not use iron chairs or wheels anymore, but the idea of justice as spectacle, justice as humiliation, still lives on in headlines, in viral videos, in the court of public opinion. The 16th century may be gone, but the human appetite for punishment, that's eternal. So imagine yourself back in that square, surrounded by your neighbors. The executioner raises his blade, the crowd leans forward, and you realize there is no escape. At that moment, would you pray? Would you scream? Or would you stand silent, knowing that every second left was about to become someone else's memory? The grotesque punishments of the 16th century weren't just about ending lives, they were about writing stories in blood, stories meant to be remembered, and centuries later, here we are, still talking about them. Which means in some twisted way, they worked. So now the question is yours: which of these punishments do you think was the worst? The wheel, the stake, the saw, or maybe the silent torture of being branded and forced to live as a walking warning? Drop your thoughts below, because if history has proven anything, it's that conversation about cruelty never really ends.